Welcome back to Unfiltered, where we highlight a featured guest for today and talk about all the things they have going on. Today's guest is a former educator of 16 years before successfully launching her own t-shirt company, Personally She. Please welcome to the show, Miss Tawana Moore.
Hello,
Tawana,
hello.
how are you? How are you? Thank
Good
you
to
for coming on
have
the
you.
show.
Good to have you, beautiful.
Thank you for having me.
Well, first of all, congratulations on all your success with the
Yes.
t-shirts. They're amazing, by the way. And before we get into all of that, can you tell our viewers just a little bit about your background?
Yeah, for sure. Thank you so much. So my name is Twana. I am an HBCU grad. Shout out to Tennessee State
Hey.
University.
Wait, did you say
And
Tennessee State University?
yes.
I'm from
Yes.
Tennessee too. Oh, okay. I went to MTSU.
Oh,
I went to
okay.
MTSU.
All
Oh,
right,
see, okay, all
all
right.
right. Yeah, so TSU grad. I went into education after college. I was an educator for 16 years. I was a school counselor, an ESL teacher, and then I finished the last 8 years as a school administrator. And at one point, I just decided, I'm going to launch a t-shirt business.
Okay.
Why not?
Mm.
So yeah, I ended up launching my t-shirt business while I was a high school assistant principal.
Wow.
And
That's
so
dope.
yeah,
That's
Wow.
congratulations. Well, I love it.
Congratulations.
I looked at quite a few of the slogans, and I will be ordering. So of course I'm gonna ask, from educator to T-shirt. Now, what was the moment? What made you decide I'm doing a T-shirt brand?
so what's funny is I wanted to do it for like I had been thinking about doing it for like over a year.
Mm.
And I started off just like, it started off with me just wanting certain sayings on a t-shirt and I couldn't find them. Like I would Google whatever saying to try to find a t-shirt that said it and I couldn't find it. So I was like, well, I'll just start making them myself. And I started just kind of researching how to start a business, what to do, because I don't have a business background, you know what I'm saying? I didn't go
Right,
to
right.
school for
Right.
business. So I started, and it would get overwhelming. So I was just like, whatever, so I'll do a little bit of research here, a little bit of research there. And then finally, my best friend and I were talking about it, and she was like, "You just need to do it. Like, you just need to do it." Like, because initially, my best friend and I were going to do it together,
Hmm.
and so she was like, "You just need to do it." And so I did.
Mm.
I bought a heat press off of Amazon, and I was like, "There's no going back. There's no going back. So if I buy this equipment, I can't just let it sit here. So it's a wrap." And so I just did it.
You are
Wow.
invested, and
Wow.
look at the
Exactly.
payoff. Look at the
Exactly.
payoff.
So I heard you say that you were getting overwhelmed at certain points. What was the most challenging part of launching the t-shirt line?
Just trying to figure out all the ins and outs of running a business because I wanted to, I wanted it to be legit, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So I wanted to make sure I was following, whatever laws and rules I needed to be able to follow. And then there was just a lot that went into it. At least I thought because I was, reading different things, seeing different things like, okay, this is a lot.
Mhm.
And all that stuff didn't necessarily end up being correct. So
Okay.
it was interesting to be able to look back at it now, like, girl, some of that stuff you were just like, it's not even that serious. But yeah, so it was just a lot to process and still be a high school administrator at the same
Of
time. You know what
course,
I'm
yeah.
saying?
Mm.
Plus a wife and mom. I had teenage boys who were in sports and everything else too. So it was just a lot.
It was a lot on your plate.
Wow, that can be a lot.
Yeah.
So you just started, well, I don't see it, so I'm going to make it.
I love it.
I'm going to build it. So do
Yep.
you get requests now from people asking you to put logos on the shirt, their different little spiel? Do you do that personalized?
I used to. I
Okay.
still have people to ask me, and I'm like, I don't do customs, but I can lead you to some people who do. Um, So I started off doing customs because when I first started out, like I didn't really know what I was doing essentially.
Mm.
I didn't know the importance of targeting down and really, really narrowing down my audience. So I was just doing all the things. And I realized quickly doing customs was not for me. Like it was not my
Right.
forte. It was not my thing. So I let go of it. And now I'm like, nope, there's no amount of money you can pay me. I don't want to do it. Let me refer you to someone else. So
Ah,
yeah,
I
That's
got
that's good, because I'm sure a lot comes with
you.
that.
Yeah. So,
it
so,
does.
so,
Yeah.
Tawana, being that you're an online business, how were you able to market your brand? How were you able to get the name out there for everybody?
Yeah, Instagram was huge.
Okay.
Mm.
Instagram using influencer marketing. So I really started my brand awareness and my growth through influencers, honestly. And
Okay.
I would just pick different influencers that I thought represented the brand and went well with the brand and whose audience was also my target audience. And I went from there. It wasn't until 2020 that I really started using like paid marketing, like seriously, like Facebook ads and things like
Uh,
that. And things
Mm.
really took off from there. But initially, it was literally just Instagram, word of mouth. I had a lot of people who would see my shirts like, girl, oh my gosh. And then they would tag all their friends and send it to their friends and so forth. And so it ended up, I did a lot of spreading from word of mouth.
so literally
That's
built it from the
awesome.
ground up.
That's awesome.
Yeah, yeah,
Nice,
for
That's
nice.
sure.
awesome.
Well, Tawana, we have to take a short break, but you guys stay
Okay.
tuned. We'll be right back with Miss Tawana Moore. Don't go anywhere.
Welcome back. We're still talking to Tawana Moore of Personally She. Welcome back. Welcome back.
Hey, hey.
So, aside from the t-shirt business, you also do something really cool. You work with women, you empower women on different levels. But I want to know more about Girl Code because that was really interesting. So, tell our audience, what is Girl Code?
Yeah, so Girl Code Win is a community that I created for women in e-commerce. And
Mm,
so one of the things that really helped me in my business was tapping into other communities. When I first started, there was a community called Dallas Fashionpreneurs that I tapped into. I was in the Dallas area, and so there was a community that I tapped in there. The next community that I tapped into was T-shirt millionaires for other T-shirt brand owners, and really got to know other t-shirt brand owners and learn from other people. So it was a we built each other up. You know what I mean? So it was really important for me to be able to offer that same thing, and it honestly just kind of fell into my lap because I would have people who would DM me all the time, just asking. Hey, how do I do this? Just asking different questions about the t-shirt business, and I would happily, answer their questions, because there's enough out here for all of us. So
mm,
it was very easy for me to just answer those questions. And it wasn't until someone that I had been answering questions for sent me a DM, and she was like, "Okay, I know you don't do coaching, but like, I would really love to have a one-on-one with you. Like, I'll pay you." And I was like,
wow.
"Hmm,
Oh,
okay."
okay.
And so at that point, that's when I really started thinking, okay, well, maybe there's another level to this. Like, maybe there's something else, I really needed to be doing. And so when it came to me trying to figure out what the name of it was going to be, like I wrecked my brain and wrecked my brain. And initially, I was just going to work with t-shirt brand owners, but God was like,
Mm,
"Nah, bigger.
mm-mm.
Don't just do t-shirt brand owners." And so yeah, so he gave me the name Girl Code Win, and I made it for women in e-commerce. And so, yeah, so that's that. That's Girl Code Win.
I love it. That's the good thing about a planted trees because it has so many branches.
Yeah. So, Tawana,
Yes.
how do you juggle being an e-commerce coach and running your own business? How do you manage that schedule? I would imagine it gets pretty hectic.
Ooh, it is. It is difficult. I'm gonna be honest, and completely transparent with people. Like I tell people all the time, like it may look like I have my stuff together, but I do not always have my stuff together. Like
Yeah.
I'm a procrastinator. I wait to the last minute for things, and so it can be very difficult. Like for example, right now, it's probably been a minute that I've been posting on my Girl Code Win Instagram page because
Mm,
I've been focused on my Personally She Instagram page. So yeah,
Oh.
it can be difficult to balance both of them for sure. But to me, it's essentially like just like when I had a full-time job and I
Yeah.
was
mm.
balancing Personally She by itself. So yeah.
That's really
Wow.
cool. So e-commerce is so big, especially Instagram when you're starting out a brand. But what was your biggest obstacle in starting the e-commerce? Because I'm sure it just wasn't, okay, I'm going to do this and I'm going to move forward.
Yeah, probably just not knowing what I was doing and the
Okay.
fact that there's so many different components to it. So you've got
Yes.
your marketing in, and the things that you need to do for marketing. You've got your customer service. You've got your website optimization and making sure your website is good to go. And then when you send traffic to your website, that people are inclined to buy. There's just so many different pieces that go
Mm,
along with it, which is another reason I wanted to be an e-commerce coach because all of those different pieces, um, you don't always know what you're missing. And then
Yeah.
sometimes you don't always know how to put those pieces together. And so
Mm-hmm.
that's part of what I do with Girl Code Win is help people to figure out what pieces they need to have and how to put those pieces together.
And that's
Wow.
so important because
Wow.
social media is such a massive giant.
Yeah.
Right.
So, Tawana, what are your future plans for personally? She, do you want to eventually open up a brick and mortar store? Like, what do you want to do exactly?
I do not. So here's a funny story. Not at all.
I
So
know.
I remember, I tell this story. I remember a t-shirt brand owner who I really, really admire. Watching her, I'm in her Facebook group, and watching her just talking, like going live from her space where she does her t-shirts in house. She has a space where she has employees and things like that.
Mhm.
And I remember watching her like, that's gonna be me one day. I'm gonna do that one day. And
Mm-hmm.
then
Oh,
one day I was like, no, I don't want to do that because if somebody calls off, who has to go in? I do. No. So I truly, seriously, I really want like that life, that laptop
Mhm.
lifestyle. Like I want everything completely online. 'Cause I don't want to have to show up nowhere that I don't,
Yeah.
don't want to show up to. So no, they're not. I don't have any plans to have a brick and mortar, but I would like to expand it to eventually be like a full blown boutique. I have in the wintertime I'll have like cardigans and sweaters. The
Okay.
summertime, last summer I did like sundresses. I have like fedoras,
Oh
accessories,
wow.
things like that. But yeah, so that's how I would like to expand it into a full blown boutique.
I like that because
Nice.
and that brick and mortar, the overhead, you don't have to pay rent,
Yeah.
you don't have to pay insurance and all the stuff that
Yeah.
comes with that.
Yeah.
You know, we have to go and really, really quickly. Give me that one thing that you say to new people starting in e-commerce. What's that one advice that you would give quickly?
Know your target audience.
Ah,
Everything that you do should be associated with your target audience. Should speak to your target audience, and your target audience is not everyone. So narrow down and figure out exactly who needs what you have.
you
Ah, I
are
love it.
amazing.
I love it. I love
I
it.
think that is the best advice I've heard anyone say. Usually goes, but you have to
You
know
know,
your audience. Tawana,
Yeah,
thank you so much for being here with
of
us.
course.
thank
I
you.
will definitely be ordering a few because I did go
Thank
like.
you.
Thank you
Thank you
so
so
much.
much.